From a workshop in Bordeaux to Ultimate Fields worldwide, Force Ultimate creates custom gear with care. Locally made, low impact, built to perform. No outsourcing, no shortcuts, every piece crafted in-house by skilled artisans. Built to withstand every dive and sprint, this gear is as tough as your game. Your sport, your team, your Force. Why choose Force? Exceptional quality, eco-friendly production, and every kit is designed with your team's identity in mind. Force Ultimate, built to perform, made to last. Gear up now at forceultimate.com.
Okay, good morning and welcome to day 5 of European Masters Ultimate Championships here in Lund, Sweden, south of Sweden. Beautiful day. My name is Paul Eriksson. Been doing a couple games before, and yeah, this is my final run at it. It's the finals. Sorry, let's present my colleague, dear colleague here to my left.
My name is Joram Mossink. I play for the Dutch national team, and here I'm commentating for my first time. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I heard you got three plays into this tournament, and you were out.
True.
Unfortunate,
yeah.
But yeah, things that happen in this beautiful sport of ours.
Makes us be able to watch this beautiful game between GB and France.
Yes, GB and France. I believe GB are the yeah. There we go. That's a ranking or final. Final finishing of their pool play. They had there were 5 nations competing. There we go. There are all the results. Oh, the 2 teams' results going into the final. GB won pool and they got a bye in the semis, where France beat the. Let's see, the French team, there we go. Oh no, the German team by 15, scored 15-10, and made it to the final. So the undefeated team coming into this game is GB, in other words.
Oh, what we see down here is a little list of the scoreboard leaders for the Grandmaster division, the 40+ division. We got Matthew Bevan from Great Britain, scored 9 goals and 10 assists. And the closest other Frenchman is in 5th place, 7-7. They're both very equal in terms of what they try to do on the field. Not too much around the disc. They're also much in the end zone. So might be an exciting matchup.
We are old enough.
Some names here on the Great Britain squad. Obviously, we got number 1, Felix Charlot, the owner of Hive Ultimate. Shares a lot of insights. Is a very big proponent of Hex Ultimate. A little bit further down, we see the likes of Luke Tobiasevic. I hope I pronounce it right. He organized the Birmingham tournament, no, the under-24 tournament. Last cycle round. Yeah. You know anything else, Paul?
I've been out of it for a little bit too long, unfortunately, but I think you mentioned the names worthy of mentioning. Put it that way. Little humid weather going on. It's gonna get hotter today. So my guess is that the Grandmaster folks are happy getting the early 9 o'clock slot, not to have the scorching heat. But we'll see. It's a game to 15, still 85-minute time cap, a little bit lower for these gentlemen and gentlewomen. We've got another 4 finals coming up, but yeah, let's focus now on the Grandmaster Open final.
Cool. I'm excited. We're ready for the first pool to come off down here. I think we're still waiting about 15 seconds for stuff to happen. Oh, there we go. And we're off. Got first nice center to the middle of the field to number 23, David Stobbs. And we got the likes of Felix Charlo. Turns around, nice upline pass. Big around, through the middle again. Number 37, there's a nice inside, Matthew Bevan. Travel goal.
Hopefully they'll have more hand signals going on. Not too much of that, unfortunately, early in the tournament. But yeah, this was a pretty obvious travel call, right? Yeah.
Ooh, nice edged out grab by number 78, who throws a high release for a score. That is 78, Oliver Benjamin to Matthew Bevan. Oh no, I'm sorry, I forgot. It was Stobbs. There's like this slight angle that we can't really see what's going on in the field. And it's a little bit dark out because the sun is scorching hot. Like, you have to imagine that the players are dealing with this heat as well. So, well, let's give each other a little bit of slack. On the Friends offensive side, we've got number 22, Yiban Gildas. Pool goes up. Nicely down, close to the end zone line. Lots of faking going on around the mark. Ooh, the French are quick. Nice, quick, small passes.
Allez, lâche. Ouais. Je croyais que tu te mettais dans le triangle.
Little bumpy on the mark, calls a foul straight away. Does get a throw off. However, since this is a turn, we will have to go in the call and try to see how it plays out. All right, this goes back. Yeah, foul, contested foul. So it's coming in at a little bit of higher stall. Turning around for the exact same throw. We got a little violation, which means we have to go back to where we started. Third time trying to go for the same dump, but now he dumps it to the other side. You see BrItain really locking down on defense down here. They really want this turn early in the game. Long huck for a score to number 73. I'm having a little bit of trouble figuring out who this person is, Paul. Can you help me out?
Oops, 73. Let's see if I can have a little bit of a look here.
I'm so sorry, folks. It seems like number 73 has not filled in the commentary sheet, so we're gonna have to like wing it a little bit. Try to figure out who this person is. If you happen to know, give us a Colin Shaw. I just heard that this is Colin Shaw.
Sorry, Colin, but you got name twice now, just in the last minute, so hope that compensates a bit. Okay, giving you a little bit more bit of numbers thing here. We got 5 divisions that have been going on. The Master Division, Open Women's and Mixed. And then the 2 older divisions, Grandmaster, which I'm watching the finals of right now, and the GGM, Great Grandmasters 48 plus, where the finals going to be happening right after this game.
Sorry, it was up for a second. France tried to shoot it off to the side, but they overshot their receiver, and the disc goes back into the hands of GB. Let's see if Matthew Bevan can turn this into another score for the GB side. John Howe with a nice upline throw to Felix Charlot. He's getting it back. Looks like he's very composed with the disc. Just playing 1-2 now. Oh my God, there's a receiver just left completely open in the end zone while France was trying to swamp down on the handler. They forgot this one receiver in the end zone, which was number 13, Luke Tobiasevic. Really tried to make sure that he caught that one inside of the lines in a nice and orderly fashion, like the British always do, huh, Paul?
Yes, a little bit of casual kind of spike there behind the back. Drop, semi-spike, I don't know. Really relaxed and comfortable. Normal state of mind.
So, Paul, the first game went 59 in favor of GB. Now, France has gotten a bunch of easy games in which they didn't get scored a lot against. Do you think France is able to make up for these 3 points that they just lost?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, undoubtedly the GB squad looks really comfortable out there, sitting on 3-0 lead. I don't know. I mean, turnovers at the beginning, it's been on pretty much almost their own half of the field, right? So I mean, the GB defense is really working well. Maybe it takes a little bit longer for them to get going. Who knows? We'll find out.
True. Let's find out. They're certainly doing their work out there. Playing very small ball, very fast around the handlers, trying to pass it, well, mostly to the back, but like there's lots of running going on in the field. It almost feels as though they play a little bit of Hexy against the Hexman himself. Fabian Triputo with the disc. He's going to tap it in, and they're going to go straight into their end zone set. Can really see that France has a little bit of trouble getting open straight away. There's lots of small cuts, like accustomed to their way of playing around the disc, but you have to say that they really have to make these GP defenders that are swamping down on the disc move around. Oh, some pressure on the defense that got denied for an easy dump in the red zone. From 68 lining up, 88 lining up for the huck. He opts not throw it and instead throw a simple dump to the middle. But he gets it again in a power position. Now there is a good cut going deep. Oh, a little foul. I think we'll manage to get him back into like an active position. Ooh. Sounds like it's getting chippy. I didn't quite see what happened. Paul, can you like help us?
I just caught the gesturing, hand gestures going on. Oops, bring in the spirit captain. You have that on your staff or on your name sheet there on the roster. Found the that's spirit captain coming in, number 3.
Yeah, asking for us to take a little break.
Okay.
Just to calm down tension. Obviously, both of these sides really want to win this game. It's probably frustrating to be down 3-zip, but you never know where this game's going to go. So, like, just take it 1 point at a time, and we'll see where it goes. Oh! 2 players bidding for the disc, and GP still retains possession. Number 8, very calm and casual, just dumping it back to number 88, who we've seen handling this entire time. The likes of Lewis Glover. And like France, GB turns it over close to the end zone, shooting it from the middle of the field. Can really see that at most points in time there's at least 3 handlers around the disc, so they really try to like work their way around the small spaces. Nothing much happening downfield, but a lot of things happening around the disc, and GP's just gonna let that happen. While they do put strong pressure on, they do get most of their throws off. Like I, however, was a little bit too quick, and they threw an inside which is well covered by GP for a turn, and they take a timeout straight away. Get to see some highlights of what just transpired. Saw a few turnovers. Oh, actually, it was for the entire game already. See Matthew Bevan with the disc, trying to throw this high throw to the end of the end zone to Luke Tobiasevic.
Super nice. Oops.
Oh, you can really see the skill on these people. That was nice. Ooh, very unfortunate. We couldn't see it from this angle, but like when we see this throw, I think he had a chance. I think he might have had a finger on it. But you know, they got the disc back and they got another shot at a break.
That's true.
Should I turn it a little bit like this? Yeah. Right, fun fact, Paul. Did you know that there's, out of this entire squad, there's only 2 lefties
We're talking about both squads here.
on both squads,
Wow.
and they're only on
Still,
one
we know.
team.
I mean, it's a very well-known fact that it's 5% of the population on Earth that are left-handed. So it should be, I don't know, 2 squads out of the 5.
Should be about
No, I'm getting too much.
one every team.
Too much complicated math here. But yeah, on average, 50 players out there. Are there around 25 on each squad?
So that would be about 2 or 3, right?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, no. Let's leave it. Let's keep it to the keep it real on the what's going on in the field instead. Okay, here we go.
The disc is swung to the close side. You see France really putting up a forced middle, trying to force the GB side to like swing it or like actually throw it into the middle, but they're making really good use of it. However, sometimes when the pass is too long, you gotta be aware that like defenders may peel off and just snatch a D away from you. So France did a really good job at getting this disc back, which was number 33. Frank Benjamin. Frank Benjamin. That's funny. That's 2 names which could serve as a first name. Apparently that's very normal in France.
Yeah, that's confusing for us on the commenting part of the game.
Turn. The throw goes down to the sideline while GB's got the disc back. See that GB actually gets into power position a lot, and then they just holster it. But just as I say it, they toss it up for a nice and easy hook, and I thought France was about to make the D, but it's an uncontested foul, saying that as the disc went up, he probably got touched in his back. We'll see a little bit on the replay. You see that he probably couldn't get up because before he even had a chance to jump, number 85 from France just waltzed against him. But now GB gets the disc on the end zone line. Let's see if they can convert. That's number 8, Michael Nordcott. Takes some time walking to the line. You see British side doing a really good job at pushing towards the end zone line. Oh, and he goes for an easy score, but it's dropped. It was a difficult catch to make under pressure. So France gets the disc back. And in retaliation, they call timeout. See some nice action going on in the field. Like this disc has definitely been everywhere. Like if we look at the statistics, or like statistics for just this point, we've got France starting on offense but turning it over in front of the end zone. Then 5 turns follow, of which 1 D by France on a force middle, and just a lot of pressure overall in the rest of the field. 2 timeouts, and we'll see what France does when they get the disc, and who knows, maybe they'll get a hold this time. All right, we got Guino Florent with the disc. And it looks like we got a little bit of a horo stack situation going on with 5 cutters. That's very uncommon. However, they do get it off into a nice power position. A little bit bumpy. And they really seem to have shifted their strategy from a lot of small dishy passes to a little bit of longer cuts. You can also see that the cutters are way more active down in the field. They're making longer cuts, and frankly, it seems like GP doesn't really know what to do with that. They're far away, the cuts under are relatively open, and I think France made the right adjustment here. Let's see if they can convert. Nice loopy OI throw into the end zone, and France gets on the board with their first score. That was Florent Guino with the loopy IO, and number 8, Pablo Lopez with the score.
Okay, I was starting up with some of the numbers from this tournament. Got some more for you. We've been competing 5 divisions, but the teams coming in from 16 countries across Europe. A total of 36 teams. The number of games so far until today, 128. 2,707 points accumulation, and a final total number of 753 players.
It's a big call down in the middle of the field. You see GB really compressing together to get an isolated cutter somewhere on the stance side of the field. Works well, but like you gotta always be aware that defenders can be in the way. Meanwhile, Felix Charlot's very eager to get this play started. But there's still some confusion as to what's going on in the stack. Actively, Matthew Bevan is actively talking about like who's where and at what place on the field. And I think we finally got this commotion sorted. Little quick check. Goes for the round throw for a dump. It doesn't get a swing off, but he gets it back to the same side on an easy inside throw. Oh, that was on the dot. That was a nice inside throw. Got stops with the disc, the man from the inside throw. Let's see if he tries it again. And he does. See them running a very clear pattern where Felix dumps it off to Stobbs and then gets it back on the inside. Oh, good fake. The fake was so good that his defender lost the disc for a second. Meanwhile, he was just able to throw it on down to the sideline. See Felix and Stobbs really working together on this point, trying to connect with downfield handlers or downfield cutters. But they end up finding each other every once in a while, and it doesn't pan out. I mean, it does pan out for like most of the action that went on around the field, but the pressure was just a bit too much there for a clean throw to get off. France makes really quick work trying to get it into the end zone. And a foul on the mark stops play. SGB gets it back. You see them getting right back on the page where they left off, but now they managed to get some flow downfield, and Matthew Bevan puts up a big throw into the end zone, to which the defender was out of sight, and they score. Christian Zamor is the man from the score. So Paul, the score is 4-1. What are you thinking? Do you think you would adjust your strategy this early in the game if you're France?
Yeah, I mean both teams got seems like at least very focused coaching staff or coaching persons. Yeah. No, I don't know. They usually you want to stick to your game plan, unless things starting to act really or backfire or in a big way. But yeah, it's a good question.
And if you're a GB, what would you do? Would you throw a zone like they're doing right now?
Yeah, they. To be honest, I haven't seen. I don't know if I've seen some kind of tendency here in the French offense. I mean, we don't have a wind going on that much. If you just want to slow it down in general, I guess. I mean, it's worth it, and it's if they want to take away the speed out of their offense. But
I mean, when you look at it, like they've been playing 5 points, generated a turnover on literally every possession that France has had. So
I mean, whatever they've been doing from the start, it's been working fairly
Exactly.
well. But
Yep.
I mean, what I also like about it is that you mix it up. Don't make constantly keep your opponent on their toes. I mean, they don't know what's coming at them all night.
True. Just so you have an idea if this is going to work later. You can just throw a junk out every once in a while and then see how it goes. And then from there on, maybe not use it again until you really need it. And then when you need it, you can probably get it.
But I'm totally, I like the mentality of, we call the shots on defense, and let's do it our way and let's mix it up.
True. Meanwhile, France is making good work of this defense. They just got it back after like a small strip inside of the field. Other than that, they haven't been under any real risk of turning it over. But you do see, like, now they're getting a little bit closer to the end zone. They go back to man. And they have to throw a hammer into the end zone, which doesn't go for a score. GB gets the disc back. Right, GB brings the disc up. That is Sion Thaysen. This man went to Rochambeau University. You know what Rochambeau is, Paul?
Yeah, that's a game in the Paris University, right?
Rock, paper, scissors.
That's what I can make sure of that.
It says Edinburgh University, though. Ooh. This goes up. And a score for France. Let's see if we can get a replay on that one. All right. You see the disc goes up. And this gives France all the time to read it. And they just completely dominate the intended receiver. Yeah. So no France assist was needed there. The GB side gave it to France themselves. Which brings the score to 4-2 after the zone. So, Paul, to get back onto your last point, do you think that zone was successful given the end result?
I guess I can afford it to not being working out all the way. I mean, they tried it now and they feel comfortable putting it up, setting it up. That perhaps was the main purpose of making that move.
I mean, they generated a turn. They just turned it themselves.
That's true.
So it's about to see like what this will happen, what this will do to the game for the rest of the match. Liverpool just went out of bounds on the sideline, so they get to take it on the brick mark. And it looks again like there is an on-field big call. Oof, and stops, throws it away around the dump. This is a good chance for France to convert, and they don't. There's a little bit of a conversation on the end zone line. It's sure it is centered around the topic of dangerous play. But as I can't make it out, let's see what happens. It was Matthew Bevan with the grab with the D. And a great backhand hook into the end zone. It stays up and It was read well right in front of him, kept his defender away, but just couldn't get his hands to clasp together for a score. So France gets it back again, and who knows, maybe they'll convert it this time. You get to see a little bit of a nice replay. You can really see that if you don't get your hands on top of each other, that gets into a little bit of a tricky situation. Meanwhile, France here is like tossing it around nice and easily, again without like substantial amount of pressure around the disc. But JP is really clamping down on those upline options. So like while they retain sort of the downfield pressure, they don't really seem to clamp down on that, but they're really forcing France to not have good options upfield from the throwers. And it's just up to the throwers from France to realize where the open option is and how they can get as close as possible to it. There's a foul called on the play. Vincent Pouget with the disc. Being marked by number 23, David Stobbs. Disc is coming in. And he throws a flick up, tries to score it. That was nice. He made a good effort trying to like toe the line and still be able to catch the disc in the inside part of the field with his trailing hand. It's his far hand away from the disc, so it spins right into his hand, but just didn't manage to get full control over it, and the disc drops. So GB gets the disc back.
Wow, really good camera work there, slow-mo.
So GB working it up really quickly to half field. Matthew Bevan with the disc to number 78, Oliver Benjamin. He throws a high disc, which is defended by the French side towards the sideline. Whew. That was close. That was close. You hate to see it as an offender, but as a defender, these are the sweetest. You just snatch them right out of the hands. But Antoine Leboeuf with a nice swing to the middle, but there was a foul call before the throw. They're asking people to not speak on the sideline because like everybody's trying to chime in, give their opinion. But you know, as frisbee players, it's best to like just keep your opinion to yourself until you get called on. France works it up through the middle real easily. You see a lot of 2-on-1s here. But again, as they creep closer to that end zone, let's see if they manage to like really put it in and not try to get too eager. Just play boring ultimate. Just toss it around, play a little bit of game of keep away. And there's a poach on the far side of the field who doesn't get seen. But let's see if this gets there. So GP is really prioritizing getting the disc away from that end zone. And they generate a turn. That was a nice turn. Don't know if he actually got his hands on it, but at the very least, it like went away from the intended receiver, which obviously the plan that GB had all along to try to just keep it away. And again, they throw a nice backhand into the end zone to Matthew Bevan, who's now got on it for his, I think, 3rd score. Can we check that ball?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. No, it's we're talking about Bevan here, right? Yeah, 2 assists and 1 goal. That's the stats he's got. Correction, sorry about that. You're right, 2 assists and 2 goals. Thereby taking the lead in the individual stats department. The game.
So we just heard the volunteers say that within 1 minute halftime goes off.
Wow, that's
This means we've been playing a pretty long time to get through these first 7 points. So
Yeah.
let's see how the next couple of points will go.
could it be the heat or the good D?
I think the heat definitely plays a role, Paul. The heat definitely plays a role. Just fatigue a little bit quicker. You make a little bit more different decisions. It also, and I can say this from personal experience myself, it like gets a little bit more heated, if that makes any sense. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah. And it is day 5 for
Just
Master
frustrations run up
Grand
high
Grandmaster
late in the
bodies.
tournament.
No,
Yeah.
Master Grandmaster bodies. That's 40 plus, folks.
You know, again, France has gotten it into the red zone again. That means that almost every possession at this point, they've gotten it into the red zone. So the only ingredient that they still miss is to just try to put it in.
They have to work grind really hard to get to that point.
Well, they're just playing a good job of keeping away. Their passes going a little bit longer than they did before. Threading the needle between 2 GB defenders. Number 85, Fabien Tripoteau, comes up with the score on an inside throw from number 37. Guino, Florent Guino. Fun fact, for Fabien Tripoteau, this is the first time with the French Grandmasters team at the EMUC. All right, 5-3, France with the pool. Stop with the disc of Felix. There's at least 2 cutters streaking deep, but they pass it around nicely around the sideline. They really know how to force the other defense to respect those deep throws. Especially after the first couple of scores, they managed to play like a good game of keep away because they stretch the field so wide. And obviously because they got these sweet and saucy inside throws. So Felix with this inside throw to the outside part of the end zone, which nicely gets grabbed by number 23, David Stobbs.
From a workshop in Bordeaux to Ultimate Fields worldwide, Force Ultimate creates custom gear with care. Locally made, low impact, built to perform. No outsourcing, no shortcuts, every piece crafted in-house by skilled artisans. Built to withstand every dive and sprint, this gear is as tough as your game. Your sport, your team, your Force. Why choose Force? Exceptional quality, eco-friendly production, and every kit is designed with your team's identity in mind. Force Ultimate, built to perform, made to last. Gear up now at forceultimate.com.
So a little summary of the first half. We saw lots of short and quick slicey dicey offense from the French, but they weren't able to really convert it in front of the end zone. In total, I count at least 8 turnovers, of which most of them came in or near the end zone. Again, GB on the other side played pretty tight defense on the French, was able to stretch the field left and right. They've done a good job at that. That gives them in the lead. But they did manage to surrender a Callahan goal, which goes to show that if things don't pan out around the handlers, where they have made most of their turns, France has got a chance. And they've got a chance a lot closer to the end zone if they were to make it closer to the attacking end zone.
Certainly do.
So second half, GB pulls it out to France, and let's see what adjustments they've made. Oh, GB's coming out back with the zone. It's a junky look. We got 2 markers forcing it to the middle and somebody in the middle to try and stop all the downfield throws. Oh, they switched back to person defense. And right at that moment, France turns it over, which gives GB a chance to extend their lead in the second half. Let's see if they can conserve their energy, just safely play a game of keep away. And again, whenever I say something, something happens, and it makes my point seem complete moot.
Commentary's curse. Coming back at you.
A GB player accurately gets his hand between. He does tap it up, so there was still a chance for France, but they didn't manage to catch it. So we got number 33, Sion Thayson with the disc, tosses it right through the middle to David Seeley, who stops play because there's a call downfield. Defended by Gildas Wiban. As if the teams is ready, puts up a backhand force to the left side of the field, but they managed to make a first throw, and the mark Still managed to make it tight. There's a small high release to the middle of the end zone to number 73. What's his name again, Paul? Colin Shaw, a former Clapham player, according to the chats. I think there's actually quite a few former Clapham players on this team. Let's check that out. Honestly, I might have spoken too soon. We see some players that have played for Fire of London. We have at least one Clapham player, Oliver Benjamin. And if you're in the chats, please fill us in. Which brings us to the 11th point of this game. We got Matthew Bevan with the pull. He pulls it high and inside to the middle of the field, which gets caught and immediately centered. Again, we see Florent Guinot sent in the center with the disc, just tossing it around, and the French continue to play the slicey dicey offense that they've been well accustomed to in the first half. They work it all the way up to the middle of the red zone, and he snatches it away from a bidding, well, not a bidding, like an eager GB defender, managing to find the open player in the end zone for a score by number 8, Pablo Lopez. You really see how when the throw goes off, number 85, Fabien Tripoteau, immediately started to run to like pass it on, and that's one way to get away from your defender in the open division. You go to the Masters division, it already gets a bit easier, but in the Grand Masters division, this is a vital skill to have. The easier you can get away from your defender, the easier it is to score the next throw, and you just generate a 2-on-1 matchup or a 2-on-0 matchup, and that's the way to score. Which brings it to 7-4.
And just 32 minutes to go. The time camp.
By the way, Paul, that's France's second clean hold in a row.
Telling, perhaps.
Do you think they figured it out?
Well, the last 2 points at least, but let's see if the GB squad can mix it up once again, confusing their offense.
I'm sorry, I might have mentioned it too soon. Obviously, there was like a drop in between, but I guess it's the second out of 3 points in which they had a clean hold. See, Felix tries to throw the inside, but it gets denied by the French side. But there's a call on the field, a foul on the throw apparently. Don't see this that often in Europe, where he really got hacked on the arm as he was throwing it, and the disc still went to like a generally good position. Like when we really think about this, it's a contested foul, and the disc goes back to the GB side. So as per usual, the eager handler stands ready to throw already in a flick position. But undoubtedly he might be aiming for that backhand inside again. Try to see if he can air it out to the middle of the field. And keep it on the sideline, tossing it around for a nice and easy swing. Felix obviously recognizes it and immediately goes for another swing. Which means that their handlers really recognize how to like keep the disc moving to make sure that the defenders always have to stay on their toes and they can never anticipate what's coming up next. With the risk, of course, that if they rush it a little bit too much, that might mean that they would have to like be a little bit more secure. You know, they get it all the way to the red zone. Oh, we see Francis Marks really putting in the effort trying to like defend it, but the high hammer goes up, or like a fast hammer goes up all the way to the other side of the end zone to number 73, Colin Shaw. This coming from number 70, Robert Whitehouse. And that brings the score to 8-4. Get a nice replay of that slicey dicey French offense straight into the end zone. And there we see Colin Whitehouse with the picture perfect hammer to the other side of the end zone. That's saucy. France on offense is a pick call downfield.
Les gars, restons dans le truc. Dès qu'on va verser la vapeur, ça va être comme les Allemands.
These players are really eager to get out. We got a little bit of a violation, so like the players have to return back to original starting position. And again, the French are trying to do it with their slicey dicey offense. They work it all the way up to the red zone to get a nice and easy inside throw. Number 33 bids for it, and it's a score. He was just too late. Which is France now, for real, second clean hold in a row.
Yeah, that's they keep on saying something here with that. They're figuring things out, making offense click. Good little fun fact for you: the player with the longest most experienced player, a number of years playing the game is. Apparently, at least out of those who filled out their info sheets, it's number 48 on the GB squad. Francis Collin. You have a guess at how many years he's been playing, actively playing? What do you think?
Well, he's a grandmaster, so maybe 20 plus years?
20 plus, yes, but how much in 20s? In the 20s?
Let's go for 23.
28.
28 years.
And that's
wow.
a winner. Yeah, thanks. Pretty impressive. Starting out in 97, in other words.
That's before we even had Euros. Though you have to imagine in GB they didn't have Euros at any point in those 28 years. Ooh, nice rolling grab by number 73, Colin Shaw. And as is only normal and happens very often in a master division, you have to take a little bit of rest to have that body recover on the sideline. He's gonna fake and taken injuries sub. Like he's still confused as to whether he's actually heading off the field. I think he's heading off the field. Well done, Colin. That was a great grab. Great to save that disc. We got Felix Charlot picking up the disc instead, and he immediately tosses it down to the sideline. But you can really see that France is really forcing that disc to stay away from the middle of the field, or like forcing it into the middle of the field, where GB doesn't have a lot of action going on, so they're forced to take tricky inside shots. They do get them off, however, so I mean, you can only do so much on defense, and the rest of the work needs to be done by just sheer pressure. Oh, and an inside backhand, a saucy inside backhand for a score to number 7, Daniel Berry, who, as is indicated by his commentary sheet, is primarily known for shouting. Let's see the replay if he did a little bit of a shout. Oh, it was loud. It was a spike he showed off, but
Shout out to the world.
shout out to the world.
Ultimate world. European ultimate world, at least.
Right, Alex, you know what the job is now.
Oh, okay, because I thought I heard something and I was like, I almost didn't lay out.
All right, 22 minutes left in this game. Let's see how France answers the call. They've been scoring 2 clean offenses in a row, just like GB. And you just gotta say that they probably figured it out. They just need to make some adjustments on D, and they can bring this game right back into like a 1 or 2 point game. So let's see what France does. We see some new handling phases around there right now. Oh, and GB comes up with a nice run through D by number 37, Matthew Bevan. Gotta think that was a nice backhand around break pass. It's the closing speed on Bevan here is pretty good.
Big call happening.
Got stops with the disc, swing it around to the middle of the field to Luke Tobiasevic, and he throws a backhand to the end of the end zone. It stays up because it's pretty hot, gets touched, but it doesn't go for a score. No call. That's how France gets the disc back. Let's see if they can make this happen. Pretty exciting though to see these players individually match up with each other, because I think overall these players are very well matched. There's just a few miscues here and there, and that causes errors to happen. And as I'm saying this, a errant throw goes up. You see France is clearly frustrated, and GB is clearly like energizing themselves after this little turnover on the field. see the handler tripped in the field, and they like from France really tried to still go for the disc, but the eager hands of the British picked up the disc and threw it for a score straight away.
Quick update on the other games that are going on. We have a game for and the medals in game for third place in the GGM division. In that game, the German team is in the lead, 13-8 over Italy, getting close to that bronze medal.
Allez, Le France, let's make this game an exciting, give this game an exciting finish. See France getting a little bit stuck on the right side of the field, or left side for them. Not playing the usual slicey-dicey handling offense that we've seen over the last few points. They've been trying a little bit differently to like run a little bit bigger cuts, which seems to pay off downfield. There's a lot more clarity and it's a lot easier to see where the options are. However, it comes at the cost of the handlers having a little bit more trouble, like to run the disc through. This is where it really starts to pay off. Let's see. Oh, backhand. Inside backhand to the other side of the field. I thought the ID was nice, but it might have been just a little bit too low and too fast for the defender to recognize, or like for his recipient to recognize that this was an option that they could actively go for. I thought the ID was nice. I thought the execution for a throw to leading to a receiver was a good idea. It's just a few meters too short, and that can be the difference between winning and losing. Oh, we see GB winding up for a big hug. Number 7 looks around to see where the disc is, accurately gauges it to be on the right side, and now he's got some time to work with. And he also puts it across the field, but a lot faster and a lot shorter. And they end up scoring. And Paul, do you know the who?
Sorry, can't follow you there.
To Colin Shaw.
Oh, okay, there you go. There you go.
Where have we heard that name before?
Yep. He's been around for a while in this wonderful game of tossing plastic.
That brings the score to 11-5. And when we take a quick look at the stat sheet, we can see that Colin Shaw has been responsible for 4 of the GB goals. While on the French side, we see Florent Guinot is the main assister on scores. Big backhand hook goes up into the end zone. And the tall man, number 7, catches the disc above a stretching defender. And it's number 7, Kevin Verzele, with the disc. This only at 1.79 meters, so he's not necessarily that tall, but it definitely looked like he was towering over his defender, number 2, Stuart Greer. Great effort though, Stuart Greer. Right on. That's the type of stuff that inspires the kids of these days to play all-out defense.
Another quick scoring update here on a team that's dear to my heart, the Latvian Masters Open team playing in the brackets 9 through 12. Game for 9th place in the lead against Italy, 12-11. And Latvia started playing out of nowhere and nothing back in the 90s when I was over there and doing a bunch of sports projects. They've been really developing the sport in a big way in their country. And I'll say it's 12-all, so it's a close game there for game 9th place.
Ooh, GB working it up the sideline, but the throw goes errant and straight into the ground. So France gets a chance to pick up the disc. See, some players are visibly exhausted on the field, standing with their hands on their knees. I guess it's because of all the running they've been doing, but they've been doing it so well. So it's time to reward this with a nice and easy score. And there we have it. The French are taking over. They score easily in the corner of the end zone with no defender inside. Number 11, Gildas Leclerc from Rennes, coming up with the score on a nice backhand OI release straight into the corner of the end zone. You see him cheering. This means a lot. He wants to cheer this side on to now come up with like a couple of big Ds to turn this game into a game. So that's a score from France on the hug and a break. That is 2 points in a row. Let's see if they can stretch it to 3.
Yeah, they got, we're just under 12 minutes to go. The time cap. See what they can come up with.
Nice blady pull. Gets caught in the middle of the end zone. And they work it up to a little bit of like about 5-10 meters in front of the end zone. You see GP sticking with their plan of like just tossing it around the handlers, but Felix launches it deep to an outstretched hand of the receiver, Oliver Benjamin. And it's a question right now if the disc is in or out. We see the French signaling that it's in. Oliver Benjamin is still a little bit confused, like he certainly did the effort to try to keep it in. And let's see again on the replay. Like we already know it's a score, but like let's see how beautifully keeps this in. Notices the line, toes it,
Nice. Yeah, knees down right
and he
before.
gets it right before it hits the ground.
Beautiful.
Yes, exactly. Wow.
Animation.
Might have been a little bit confused as to what his knee was doing, but on the replay we see very well that his knee was still in bounds as he caught it.
There was
Good field
a
awareness.
little bit of a doubt there about this being up or not, right when he caught it. But yeah, they let it stand.
That brings the score to 12-7 for GB. Don't forget that Ultimate is a game of runs. We had 2 scores in a row from France and 3 scores right before in a row from GB. But let's see if France can stretch a little run in there and bring this game back into the mix. And GB plays a little junky zone again. This is probably their 3rd point playing this junky zone. And I would like to say that this plays right into the hand of the slicey dicey offense of the French. But as this scuba goes up, it looks like it went down. But a lot of fingers are pointing up right now. So let's just say that right now we think it's probably up. Let's see the replay. Oh my god, he gets a hand underneath. He catches it on his belly. I think it never actually touched the ground. You can see this really well. He definitely did everything he could to like keep his body underneath. And we think it's up. However, meanwhile, we see him take a little bit of an injury sub. This is the 2nd saved disc that does not save the player. But who knows, this is what you gotta do in Frisbee. It's the inches that count, and if you can get that disc off the ground, that's a good setup for later. As long as you keep that in possession, you keep your cool, you can go around and score whenever you want. Oh, France with the inside throw to a receiver that was well defended in the middle of the field. That was unfortunate. They were doing so well just tossing it around, and they just got a little bit too greedy. And you know what happens when you get a little bit too greedy, Paul?
You cash in on something? No.
Somebody snatches it right away in front of your face.
Yep.
And GB takes that straight for a score to number 7. Who again shows the disc to the camera, and you see he's visibly exhausted, but he's got to be happy on the inside. That is 13-7 for the GB side.
Time is running out for the French. Just under 7 minutes to go now.
And as we see the replay, we see GB playing that quick and dirty handler offense that the French side is mainly known for. So it seems a little bit like it's a little bit of a cookie of their own made dough. So this is about the right moment for France to just get a quick hold in and then try to get it back on defense. We're about 2 points away from a GB championship. And France is going to try to do everything to stop that from happening as soon as possible. As the disc was thrown to the defender, a bidding stops, David stops, went in between, and he calls an uncontested foul straight away. But you gotta think these stalls are getting up a little bit higher than they used to before. Before they used to just throw it almost straight away as they would get it, and now you see number 82 just holding the disc for just a tad longer. Gotta see if this pans out for them, because this extra patience is definitely gonna help really value that disc downfield. And again, the disc hits the ground, but on an uncontested foul, the French side gets the disc back to number 7, Kevin Verzele. You see that the defense from the GB side is really pressuring, like wanting them to throw that inside backhand throw. And it does pan off. They get into a lot of tricky situations down here. And again, the disc hits the ground. It's not a turnover. France gets the disc back on the sideline on the likes of number 82. Mathieu Kaba. Oh, and he launches a flick towards the end zone. Straight into the hands of number 98. I think we've heard that one before. Antoine Leboeuf.
But it's his first point in the game, though. Recognize the name.
See him gearing that throw up.
Nice.
Straight into his hands. You gotta think, like right before Antoine Leboeuf was one of the players with the disc behind Mathieu. And so he must have launched for it straight away.
Will this be the French start of their game of runs?
I certainly hope so.
They certainly did.
13-8. It's only 5 breaks in a row needed to get this game back.
It's
to
happened before,
defense.
or not too recently. Not in my memory, at least.
Well, it's not entirely uncommon to have 4 breaks in a row. So 2.5 minutes left in this game. France starting on defense. Meanwhile, Paul accurately points out that we're sitting in a tent full of bugs. They've been bugging us a little while now. And it's like literally filled up the entire tent with all these like wasp-like flies. But I mean, it doesn't distract us from actually having like a nice, cool game where we're watching the intensity of the GB and France side just squaring off against each other for every single disc. And again, GB with the casual score to the end zone by Michael Northcutt.
And that pretty much sealed it. And that's an educated guess. Up by 6. 1 minute to go. Yeah, let's just keep it real. It's a championship right around the corner for the GB squad. Championship ring, championship cup. What have they got here? A medal for sure. Golden one.
So I've been part of my fair share of games, and I've seen my fair share of games that have been broken, and generally it's just a score, but the last score of the game always seems to come a little bit harder. Some teams need a few tries. Let's see what happens down here. France first gets a shot to get a hold, and then we see if GB can close it out. Oof. That's the first time we've seen this pool go out of bounds on this side of the field, have we? I think up until this point, the pools have been pretty good.
Yeah, you're right. It can't be the win factor, though. It's just accuracy part of it.
We see France again trying a nice inside throw. And it looks like GP is trying to like not get the people deep, because a lot of offensive players were like really open under, and unfortunately they're not able to capitalize. And GB is getting to pick up the disc for supposedly, or probably, or maybe the last point of the game.
Yeah,
Got Matthew Bevan centering it to Stobbs. I'm sorry, Paul.
Ciao devant, c'est pas grave. On s'en fout devant. Et tu te mets devant lui, s'il te plaît. Il t'emmène sur l'extérieur. Tu vas revenir un peu derrière.
Lots of chatter between the French. They really want to prevent any score from happening easily. But GB keeps to get it away from the defenders very cleanly. And they're just tossing it around, looking for good options. Inside and low, the GB side is not really stretching the field, so they're still looking for options under and swinging it, but they're at the very least, everybody's touched the disc at this point. We got a nice little versatile line here, which can really stretch it around every side of the field very cleanly, and you can really see that the GB side really made this happen. And if you want to close out a championship, what better way to do that than with a hammer? If you want to win, you want to do this in style, and the GB, the British side, did it in style with a hammer straight to the middle of the end zone. Congratulations. This was a well-fought game between the French and GB side, but if you look back at this game, the GB side definitely was the safer side. So, Paul,
Yeah.
quick summary, what are your thoughts on this game?
No, it deservedly got the win here, GB squad, and I don't know. In the beginning we were talking about a low-scoring game. I mean, their offense and defense just clicked time and time again, and it reflects. The score reflects that
Mm-hmm.
in a big way. And yeah, they were undefeated, stayed undefeated, and it totally worked out for them.
Mm-hmm. You hate to say it, you hate to see it though. Like the French definitely played really, really good ultimate all the way up into the end zone. So let's just put it differently. If the field was only 5, 6, 7 meters smaller, they would have gotten it inside of the end zone every single time, and they would have probably brought this game really close. But now we play with a little bit of a longer field, and it just pans out to be just too long for the French, and the GB takes this win. So I hope you guys keep watching for the next games today, and enjoy. And if you're out on the fields, don't fry, reapply. You gotta put on that sunscreen, because that's the best advice you're ever gonna get.
So true. All right, signing off.
All right.
Signing off from now.
See you later.
Yeah, by the way, it's a GGM Great Grandmasters 48 plus finals coming up right after this in about 10 minutes. Sweden home team against France. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for now.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
From a workshop in Bordeaux to Ultimate Fields worldwide, Force Ultimate creates custom gear with care. Locally made, low impact, built to perform. No outsourcing, no shortcuts, every piece crafted in-house by skilled artisans. Built to withstand every dive and sprint, this gear is as tough as your game. Your sport, your team, your Force. Why choose Force? Exceptional quality, eco-friendly production, and every kit is designed with your team's identity in mind. Force Ultimate, built to perform, made to last. Gear up now at forceultimate.com.